everybody. Welcome to another one of our success spotlights here at Mailbox Power. My name is Wendy McGee, and I am the Director of Client Relations here at Mailbox Power. And I love my job. I have the funnest job. I get to interview some of our amazing Mailbox Power users and affiliates and share their stories with you. So I am so excited to be joined today by the beautiful Tiffany Sosa. She has agreed to jump on for just a few minutes out of her busy day and share with us a little bit about why she loves Mailbox Power and how she's used it and a little bit about her story. So, Tiffany, welcome. Thank you for jumping on with me today.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
I'm so excited to talk to you. I know that we've gotten to talk a few times in the past few months and we've been working together on some fun things, but I am so excited today to have you share a little bit about who you are. I want you to tell people a little bit about your story, kind of start from the beginning and share a little bit of that, and then we'll transition into telling them more about Mailbox Power a little bit later. But tell us about who Tiffany Sosa is and what you do. Share some thoughts with us.
Sure, absolutely. I have not always been in business. I've not always been an entrepreneur. In fact, I was a teacher and then later a curriculum designer, and I was one of a handful of people over all of English as a second language in our very large school district in one of the suburbs of Houston. And so I'm an educator at heart. And I was also, I had an employee mindset. So when I started using essential oils, and I did because of some issues that my daughter was having, it was one of those things where I was just a customer. But then I loved it so much, and I started just naturally sharing it with other people that it started to turn into a money making thing. And it just sort of, I kind of stumbled into the business side of it. And before I knew it, I thought, well, gosh, this is changing my life. This is not only are the natural solutions, right? I mean, people don't always know that they have alternatives to chemicals, synthetic medications, over the counter things that often come with side effects, or, people are taking medications for the side effects of their medications and things like that. But if we can, use natural, go a little more natural, and that's our plan A, then when we need to go to the doctor, we can do that, but we can limit the number of chemicals that are coming into our body. I started teaching classes. And then before I knew it, I was, because of the educator in me, that part came easy to me. And I even teach college classes on essential oil science and natural health and wellness, plant-based medicine. And so before I knew it, this had grown into something that was actually earning me more than my 28 years in education and a master's degree. So, so
Oh, I
right.
love hearing that. I love that you came from the customer side. I think because you and I share a history in direct sales and network marketing, I totally love that. I always felt that way that, customers fall in love with the product, they get educated, they have a great experience, and then they go, "Oh my goodness, there is a business here. I could supplement my family. I could do some additional things." But I love that you came from the education side, and so you're with doTERRA. So for everyone who's listening, Tiffany Sosa is a leader with doTERRA, which is an amazing direct sales network marketing company. And what a natural fit. So continue. I didn't mean to interrupt you.
No problem at all. But I think, though, that when you do transition from being a customer to actually doing the business, unless you've got some previous sales experience or an entrepreneurial mindset already, it can be a weird transition. And suddenly what felt very normal and very natural suddenly feels off and weird. And you don't want to come across as salesy,
I
right? And
don't
I
want to be a salesman. You hear that all the time when you're bringing new people in. I just don't want to feel salesy. Like, I love it, but I don't know how to do that. So
Exactly. And so that was one of the things that drew me to, looking for ways that I could grow my business organically through building relationships and providing support and education in a consistent way. And so, you can see just the perfect fit with this platform, right?
Yes, I
That's what,
can.
that's what we're able to do. It just makes so much sense. So, and anyway, so that's kind of what brought me into the space of doing this. And then, of course, over the last 7 years, I had to learn the business skills and build the entrepreneurial mindset and just grow in that way. And so
Well, I love that what you said about what a natural, for people that are not as familiar with Mailbox Power, we're going to tell you a lot more about it in a minute, but it's such a nice natural fit for any business owner who really wants to focus on relationships, who wants to give that Tiffany signature touch to all of her clients, to all of her, all of your independent distributors that work with you. Because network marketing and direct sales, you really are your own business owner. You are supported by the company. The company's going to send the product. They're going to create the product. They're going to do all of that. But you are leading a team of salespeople and a team of entrepreneurs. You also have all of your customers. So tell me, Tiffany, a little bit more about how you use Mailbox Power to help you find maybe more affiliates, or advice you have for other direct sellers that
oh,
you can give them.
sure, absolutely. So I think that a few years ago, when a lot of us, I think, in direct sales were creating Facebook groups for our customers. And we would use that to be able to provide that support and education to help everyone know how to use their products and stay abreast of the latest promotions and things like that.
Yes,
And
totally.
as the social media algorithms change, it can become frustrating because the people that want to see and hear and be aware, they just aren't seeing it. And that was one of the reasons why I started looking outside of, because you have to have the package, right? There are people who are email people, there are people who are text people, and then
Yeah.
there are people who are Facebook or Instagram. They like to get their information in different ways. But I love direct mail because it's going to get to them 100% of the time. It's going to get to them. And if I make the card beautiful enough or eye-catching enough, they're going to look at it, right? And
Yes.
so when I learned about this platform from one of my friends in doTERRA, she she shared it with me, and I immediately knew I needed to have it. So we sat down and we talked, and she showed me how she was using it, and I thought, my gosh, I could use this for prospecting. I
Yes.
could I could send cards for current customers, a series of cards, because I was thinking, gosh, I want to have a welcome to doTERRA, and then I want to, here's how to access your account. Here's how the loyalty program works. And then, by the way, here are some, like, just products beyond, just over time educating them on all the different things that they can do with what they have access to. And and so I thought, okay, I really want this. I really want this, but I see that there's a monthly charge,
Mhm.
and I had never paid for marketing up until that point. I had a zero marketing budget, right? And
Yes.
so I thought, okay, if I can bring it as close to zero as possible, but still have this amazing direct mail, be able to get to them, that'd be great. So what I did is I asked the girl who helped me get started in Mailbox Power to have a Zoom call with me. And together we put together some cards that we had created for doTERRA, and we opened it up to other doTERRA leaders.
Okay.
And we talked about how she was using Mailbox Power. I talked about what I was building, what I was working on, and then shared the affiliate code at the end. I got
Perfect.
18 affiliates just right
Oh
off the
my
bat.
gosh. Just right off the bat, just by sharing. Well, because you were solving a problem for them. I love what you said about, I mean, most direct sellers, as I've worked with, you don't have much of a budget at the beginning, especially. I mean, for marketing, you're thinking, what? I'm just going to make a list and go to the people I know because I'm not really, I don't have this extra money to spend. And I love that you were showing them, and I know you're going to tell us a little bit more about this, but how they could share this platform. And what I'm sure you have seen with onboarding, with nurture campaigns, with being able to send recognition, just a little card popping up to say, hey, happy birthday or happy anniversary for, you've been with my team for a year. Those things are so important to people. They build and strengthen the relationships, but they also turn into increased volume and increased productivity in your team. So
Yes.
continue explaining how you've used that.
Yeah. So all of those things. I mean, I like to think of what I do is just inviting people to walk through a series of open doors, right? So I use the cards for prospecting through the list builder, and I invite them to come to a class, right? And so I'll have cards that let them know of upcoming classes that I'm having, either live or in person or on Zoom. Different events that are going on. And then I will then also be able to, I have cards that, like I said, support and educate current customers. We can send out cards that have QR codes where people can self-enroll and they can watch
Love
videos,
that. Yes.
right? And
Uh-huh.
and then we've also got cards that are onboarding business builders. So not only that, but I took everyone in my organization that is a loyal, like they have a loyal monthly order.
Yes.
They go on my VIP group. So they get,
Okay.
special appreciation. Thank you for being a fantastic customer. So they're getting like the holiday cards and things like that.
Okay.
And I
It
have
it
birthday automation. I mean, it just,
yes.
and so I got a message the other day from a woman who actually, she said, she goes, I can totally see why you're so successful at what you do, because I've never seen anyone follow up the way you do.
Ah, amazing. Like that really is true. People don't expect that from you. Like I feel like that they like love working with you. They know you're an amazing person, but they don't actually expect that a gift is going to show up in their mailbox saying, "Hey, thank you so much. It was so fun to talk to you. Here's a mug or here's some brownies or whatever it is that you're sending." It's that extra 1%, I feel like, of effort, that extra, like, showing people how much you appreciate them. And
Yeah.
don't you feel like, Tiffany, that Mailbox Power is kind of addicting? Like, because that giving feeling or that like I love to see my automations going. I just added 10 more people to an automation I created over the weekend for my business outside of Mailbox Power. And because I'm an entrepreneur like you are, and I've always got a lot of things going on, but I'm so excited for those 10 people to receive what I'm sending. I can't wait because I know I'll get those texts that say, hey, Wendy, thank you so much. I got your gift. And so that it's always so much more fun to be the giver, right? And you also hit on a couple other points for direct sellers that I totally feel. Getting lost in Facebook groups. I can't remember what the fast start special was, or how do I set up my auto ship, or what is the new. I know that you send out, and I don't know if you have one there to show, but I know you use our gigagram to welcome your new clients into, or your new clients, your new, yes, your new independent distributors into your team, that teaches them and shows them everywhere. Look at that, you guys. If you're a direct sales leader and you're on here, how much do you want that on someone's desk so that every single time they have a question, you can be like, hey, just scan the QR code. Hey, refer to your gigagram. Have you been through the training? Have you, checked out our Facebook group? Do you know this is when we have, because emails get lost. People can't find the post where you posted all this information for them. But if you send them something physical, that is something that I miss from the days of when we used to get a box from our direct sales companies that was like, here's everything you need to know. Here's your training manual. Here's, and then I had something I could refer to.
Right.
But tell us more about that, Tiffany. I kind of stole your thunder on that. I wanted to make sure we showed that today.
Absolutely. I love it. And this has been, so people are just amazed when they get this, because it comes in a great big beautiful envelope and it's got their name on it. And I've put everything that, if I never have another conversation with them, I know that they have everything that they need to be able to, I've got
To be
QR codes
successful in
to,
your team.
yeah,
Yes.
YouTube videos with classes that I've taught, oil safety and a daily routine and I've got
Oh,
merge fields here on how to access their account with their ID number because people forget their login, right? When,
yes.
how to get in touch with me is on the back. But then what's super cool, and I think there's something about cardstock that's shiny and pretty. People don't throw it away. They hold on to it. So they
Hold on
may
to it.
not look at it immediately. People's attention spans are like this, like the size of a
Aren't
gnat these
they?
days, but they have it and they hold it. And then what's cool is that as these cards start to arrive, because I actually made this the first card in an automation for
Oh,
new
that's
customers.
awesome.
So
Yeah.
as the new cards arrive, look, I have oils. Now what? With a some tips and then a QR code to my I have oils. Now what class, right?
Yes.
You know what they're
Yes.
doing? They're putting them in here. And so
Oh,
as they go, they're just collecting the cards. This is what they're telling me they're doing. That's the feedback that I've gotten.
you've
And so
gotten.
then
Yeah.
it becomes like mom's recipe book that she kept, in the kitchen, right? So they've got, their sleep and stress and emotions, right? And they just go in there. And so they know that maybe if they don't need that right now, they know that, oh, I have a card I can go grab. Let me go look at what she said.
I'm going to keep that for future. That's so genius too. And Tiffany, that keeps you like top of mind with them, right? It also helps if you're my upline sponsor and I'm getting all that from you, I'm like, okay, Tiffany wants me to be successful. And I know that you send these out to like everyone in your team, right? You don't just send it to people that you sponsor. You want your whole team to have that equal playing field, that chance of being successful because for me as a network marketing direct sales leader, I am anal. So I like want to know that everybody's getting the training. So I would, always have a lot of training calls and Facebook groups and hey, anyone can join this. And I didn't have Mailbox Power at the time. I was handwriting notes and sending out, hey, welcome to the team. I know that you just signed up with Lena. I love her. She's a great leader. I'm so excited to have you in the team. I desperately wanted to have that personal touch. That now I'm able to do with Mailbox Power, but that at the time I didn't have that. And the fact that you are an educator, it shows so much in the fact that you are creating these things so that you can educate them on the products, educate them on the opportunity, on the business, on what they need to know to be successful. And it's really been a great, I'm so excited that you've used it in all of these ways for your business. So can you
Yeah.
tell me a little? Oh, go ahead. And then I've got another question for you.
Oh yeah, no, I was just thinking about something that you had said earlier about, back in the day when you get like a big giant packet of materials, like a box from a company. And I've gotten those before and I would start reading it and then I would get distracted and never come back to it. I've
Yes.
got one sitting up there actually with something that I recently purchased, but when it's coming to you in little bits, in bite-sized chunks over time, it keeps it at the top of your mind. It's not sitting at the top of a shelf over there in a box that I'm probably never going to pull down again. It's coming in my front door, and it's just little bite-sized nuggets. I mean, if you got this, essential oils for pets, like it's just so quick and
So
easy to
cute,
see.
first of
And
all.
even if I don't read it or scan the QR
Yes.
code, I'm going to go, oh my gosh, Tiffany, I need to get in touch with her because of blah, 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 right? Maybe I don't have a cat or a dog, but maybe I do.
Maybe I do.
Either way, they're going to keep thinking of me. And every time they think of
Yes.
me, they're going to have positive feelings about it,
Mhm.
right?
And
Because
they're going to know where to find it. Like if you sent that just in an email or just in a text, I might look at that and think, okay, I might never see it, first of all, because it's email. But if I do, I might think, oh, that's really nice. I'd love to know more about that. But then it's gone. I may never find it again. What I love about direct mail is it's on my desk. It's
mhm,
filed in my kitchen. It's sitting out where I can see it. I can get my hands on it. And as digital as we get, and as maybe a little bit more, we all think that we're getting so much more advanced. what I'm seeing in Mailbox Power is that people want to feel connection. They love having a physical something in their hand. I
Mm,
feel like that gigagram, Tiffany, is like you knocking on my door and saying, "Hey, I'm Tiffany Sosa. I'm your upline. Yes, I want you to have success. Let me show you how." And offering that, amazing piece of mail to me now that becomes, like you said, something I'll never throw away. Um, I want you to tell us a little bit about how do you use Mailbox Power for sampling? Because I feel like that is something that a lot of companies in network marketing offer samples of products that are popular, or as a way to kind of just, you just said it. You said, I feel like I'm just opening these doors, like door, 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 open, open, come in. Tell me
right.
a little bit about that, because I think that is a huge thing that a lot of network marketing direct sales leaders would be interested in automating that and sending
Right.
samples.
And I can't speak to any other companies, but in my company, sampling is really really important because there are a lot of people out there who've used oils and just had a meh experience because they didn't have the good stuff. But if I can get an oil on them, then
Yes.
they'll experience and they'll have an amazing experience. And so, to me, you know, I could spend all day long sending out, little packages. I've got a whole bunch of, purple bubble mailers from Amazon, and, I've got, I can do that. It would take me hours and hours and hours every day if I was trying to get a sample to everyone. So I
Yes.
would pretty much given up on being able to get. I was doing a lot of sampling in person, um, but then when COVID happened, suddenly everything locked down, and it was like, okay, I got to have a better way to do this. And so when I found out that I could have samples, I could pre-purchase the samples, have them sent to the warehouse at Mailbox Power, and they could go out in cards for me.
You were like, la, no.
Oh my gosh. So, like, here's the thing. To me, when I think of the automations and all the things that I do in Mailbox Power, yes, it was some work getting it all set up. But
Yeah.
once it's running,
You,
the weight lifted off my shoulders, the time freedom. The woman who said, that said to me the other day, I can see why you're so successful. I don't even know what she received. Like, I just smiled and nodded. I know she got something, but I don't even know what it was. Like, that's like, it makes me feel so, I kind of giggle to myself. I feel like I'm getting away with something because it
yes.
makes
Yeah.
me look so good and it makes me look so professional. But all I did was I set it up one time. I
Yep.
made an automation. I made a link so that they can self enroll in that automation.
Yep. Yes.
Right. So all I did was texted her a link probably 6 months ago, and she's been getting stuff from me as a new customer.
It's, it literally, okay. So for those who are watching and aren't familiar with automations, think of automations as kind of like a campaign, or it's an something that you set up one time, like Tiffany said. You create the project, you attach it to the list of contacts or the link where people can actually enroll in it by just filling out the information on the link. Now they're in that automation, which with Mailbox Power, we have the ability to daisy chain our automations, or attach one automation to another automation to another automation. So just like Tiffany said, she has clients, distributors, prospects, people that she's met one time that are enrolled in that automation that fits whatever it is they're interested in, or where Tiffany feels like they would fit in her business. And now they're getting pieces of direct mail, postcards, greeting cards, samples, gifts, actual packages of, fun things, her gigagrams, mugs, whatever she's designed once. She sets it and forgets it, but she looks like a rock star because
Right.
Mailbox Power is doing that hard work on the other side. And I'm a big fan of systems. I know that we talk about in network marketing that, systems create speed in your business. They create success. They create duplication. And Mailbox Power really supports that for all parts of, from prospecting to onboarding to recognition, to nurture campaigns, to getting people back on their auto ships,
Right.
all the way through to, hey, do you want to join my team and become a new distributor? So,
Right.
um, Tiffany, what can you add to that? Because I kind of went through a bunch of things that you're doing, but
If we're going to talk about sampling, but you just helped me remember something that I sent that I was so like, my team freaked out about. So
yes,
last
tell
year,
me your favorite ones that you've, because people will want
yeah.
to know what really worked for you.
So last year for convention, a lot of times in the past, what I would do is I would get gifts for all of my team, and then I have to schlep them with me to
You
convention.
have to have an extra
Right?
suitcase just to bring everybody's crap to
Yeah,
convention. Have
to
you done
like
it?
make sure that I get them to them, but a lot of times we'd be missing each other, or I would see them, but I wouldn't have their package with me.
Yes, yes.
So what I did is, I thought, okay, what is something that I can send them through Mailbox Power that they'll actually really, really love? And at convention, what do we always run out of? Battery power on our phones. Because we're trying
Oh,
to video
yes,
everything. We're trying to video the presentations. We're trying to take, selfies with our friends. And
yes.
so,
You're streaming back to your team at home.
yes,
You can't be there, and all your sudden your phone dies. Yes,
yeah.
totally.
So what I did is I designed a really pretty card that had the daily agenda as well as our team party
Okay.
information and how they could reach me while we were there.
Oh,
And then
so
yes, and then the phone charger, the little phone battery charger had the same design as the card. And I had it shipped to them so that it arrived at their houses 10 days before convention.
oh,
So they were
genius.
super excited, and I didn't have to carry any presents with me.
Oh, I love it. And you look like a rock star again. They're like, Tiffany has this huge team. How in the world does she possibly do this? And she sent me this beautiful phone charger. And how did she get it out? And I've heard several different people that I've interviewed have said Mailbox Power makes me look like I'm so on the ball. Like I
It really does, and it arrives in this shredded confetti, so it's very festive.
yes, very
And
festive.
yeah,
Mhm.
yeah.
Beautiful.
Another one of my favorites. This happened recently. So we got a new metabolic reset system. So it actually turns back the clock on your biological age. You start reversing in age at the cellular
Amazing.
level.
Yes.
So
Yes.
awesome. And so I thought, oh my gosh, there are so many people in my organization who have loose, they've noticed their skin is loose, or their hair is getting thin, or they have brain fog, or they've put on excess weight. All of these things, they need to know about this. And the only way they're going to find out for sure is if I send direct mail. So what I did is I made a series of 4 postcards. And the first one let them know that it was coming. And it had
Okay.
like very
Yes.
short bullet points on what it addresses, and then a QR code to a 3-minute video. And then the next card was testimonials from the people in the like the beta testing group.
Who'd been
Like their
using it.
yeah,
Yes.
like their before and after photos. So we were able to, actually show. I was able to send a testimonial card, and then I had a couple other cards as well. So it ended up being 4 cards in total. And do you know my sales doubled the month that product came out in September, because all of these people who thought they had everything they needed in terms of oils suddenly had gotten this card about this new system, and they were like, I want this. And
Oh,
so they're just coming out of the woodwork.
so
And it was,
smart, Tiffany. So
yeah,
smart.
yeah.
Yes.
And it's continued. I've continued, I also created a Facebook group. So there was a QR code where they could self enroll in the Facebook group to be able to continue to see testimonies as we go. And yeah, so now I've built this Facebook group that has a whole bunch of members. I don't even know how many now, but
Yeah.
they all added themselves. I didn't have to.
Because they had the QR code, they could just scan it. And I love what you did where you dripped on them. You were like, hey, something's coming. Hey, look what it is. Hey, and the thing about direct mail that is so different from any other kind of marketing we have right now is Tiffany knew for sure that unless they just never go to their mailbox, they were actually going to know about what she was sending him. They or them. They were going to get that card. Like look at it for the 10, 30, 2 minutes, whatever that it takes them to walk back to their house or go through their mail. Like, tell me what kind of marketing that you can get a 100%, really 100% chance of someone actually giving you 2 seconds of looking at what you're sending them. There just isn't. There just isn't.
There isn't. And it's such a great investment of your time to create these cards, because once you have the image and the copy, you can also use it in your email, right? Like, I don't have a different email campaign. What's on the postcards is also what's in my email funnel. They're
So
getting it, right?
yes.
I'm doing double duty, right? And so that way, they're getting it again. A lot of this, it's great for them to see it multiple times. So
That's perfect. You're supporting your marketing that you're doing digitally with your marketing that you're doing, or you're supporting it with direct sales to go
right.
to these other channels. And you don't have to be a fantastic designer. If you do design, you can design in Canva or whatever program you want to, and upload right into Mailbox Power. That's what I do. If you
Yeah.
want to design it in Mailbox Power, you can. And you mentioned earlier the merge fields. We just add the merge fields. What that is a place where their name will automatically be pulled from the contact list and put into the project. So if Tiffany sends a gigagram and it's going to me, anywhere right there, see, anywhere in her merge or in her project where that merge field is going to plug my name in there. And then I'm like, oh my word, the chance of me reading something that has my name on it goes up exponentially over something that comes without my name. So if it says, hey, Jan, I'm in your neighborhood. I'd love to get to know you, or hey, Jan, I'd love to share this, sample with you. It's much more likely that I'll look at it. And so, yes. Well, Tiffany, tell me, okay, I want to ask you a couple more questions. So first, I want to ask you about the beautiful photography art. I thought it was photos at first, and then you told me it was art behind you, and how you have had, you're such an entrepreneur yourself. Tell me a little bit about what Mailbox Power has allowed you to do with regards to that beautiful art behind you.
Right. So this is not mine. Actually, this is probably not going to be here for very long. My office is also doubling as a storage. You can't see all the art pieces around on the walls here too, but my daughter is an artist. She's actually a senior in high school at the Performing Arts School here downtown Houston, and painting is just her thing. It's a gift.
Oh, wow,
And
yes.
so when she was a junior, she actually decided that she wants to be an artist for the rest of her life. She wants to do that as a career. She sees my, business, and she decided that she wanted to go into business for herself. So my husband and I have been helping her get her business off the ground. And so now she's got both canvas commissions as well as murals. So she already installed a giant mural at one elementary school here in Houston. And then this week started on a second mural at another elementary school. Just today, she emailed me. She signed she sent an estimate, and they signed the contract on a mural that she's going to be putting. It's actually going to be a series of murals at a place where they throw axes.
Yes,
So,
okay.
yeah. And so what we're doing is we're using Mailbox Power, as she's put murals up in people's homes. She's done, commissions on canvas. Um,
Yes.
and so all of her previous clients, we've got them on an automation where she's staying in touch with them, through that. And then she's got a gallery opening starting in the beginning of May. So we sent this out. This is actually the painting that's right.
Oh, that's beautiful. Yes, you can see it over your right shoulder.
Yeah, I'm backwards here, and so
Yes.
that's her.
Look at your beautiful daughter
Yeah.
and all the information, and so cool.
And so here's the next step. So I'm going to have a sign made so that whenever she's out in public doing a mural, that sign is going to have a QR code that people can scan, which they can then self-enroll in an automation, so that she'll be able to prospect,
Take
basically.
prospect. to
Right.
continue to,
Like a Google survey, that's attached to cards so that people can, tell her what they're looking for, and she can, continue to grow, get
and she can start to build her own mailing list from people that
right.
have seen her work. and
Right.
and I love it. You said something to me before we started the interview, but I love that she's an entrepreneur, and I love that there are so many, like literally any business can use Mailbox Power to support their business and to help them to grow and to find more people that they can, get eyes on your business, more people that love her work and will want to keep up with her. If she didn't have some kind of tool like Mailbox Power, she wouldn't be gathering those. She could have a mailing list in the future with thousands and hundreds of thousands of names of people that have now seen her work, and at some point might be like, now who was that cute artist that did that beautiful sorry, I keep saying beautiful artwork canvas.
Yeah.
How did I find her again? And then they have that card that
Sure.
was sent to them, and they're communicating. And so, and I love that she's an entrepreneur and she's following in her beautiful mother's footsteps of wanting to have her own thing and her own
I'm
business.
super proud. Yeah, I'm super proud. And as a mom who's wanting to support her daughter, it's just so great to be able to say, yeah, we can set this up for you. She
We can set
feels
this up.
supported.
Yes.
She feels like, okay, I can do this. Like this is gonna work. So,
Love
when her previous clients are getting stuff like this in the mail from a high
Yeah.
school senior,
So professional. They're
probably
probably blown away.
credibility. Yeah,
Yes. This girl is 17 and this, look what she's sending out in her marketing. She's
right,
looks like she's, been doing this for 20 years.
right. It gives her credibility, and it gets her jobs. So, I'm happy. So,
Oh,
and you had
that's
asked earlier about, yeah, yeah, and you'd asked earlier about the samples, because I don't want to get off the call before I tell you about that, because it's been incredible being able to send samples. So, as
yes.
I
Tell us more about that, because I do feel like that is something that, as we mentioned, if I'm listening to this and my company does sampling, I don't want to have to do all that work myself. I would love to. So expand on that, and I can tell them a little more about what we offer here too for that.
Right. Okay. So like I said before, if I can get an oil on someone and they experience relief in just a minute or two, then
Yeah.
I've invited them to walk through that first door. Then I can invite them to come and learn at a class, or on Zoom, or have a conversation with me. But if they don't have an opportunity to actually try it, it's very easy for them to just move on to the next thing. And so I
Yes.
was wasting a lot of time trying to put together sample packs and mail them myself, buying little vials from Amazon and things like that, trying to, put them all in there. But when I found out that Mailbox Power would be able to send samples for me, I thought, okay, perfect. And we happen to have a sample of Deep Blue Rub. And so this lotion is like it gets rid of pain and inflammation. You just put it on topically.
Amazing. Literally
Yeah,
amazing.
I
Yes.
use it on my low back, but I've got people who have like frozen shoulder, problems with their knees,
Mhm.
tension
Yes.
in their neck. I even will use it for migraines
Oh,
and,
yes.
yeah, headaches. So how cool that I could, get Mailbox Power to send this out for me, and even better, have a card that it goes with. So what I did is I made this card, and inside on the top, it tells them how, oops, sorry, I'm trying to get it under my camera here. Tells them how to use it, right? And then underneath kind of lets them know, just some information about the class that I teach every Thursday on Zoom. And so
Education.
that way they can have a good experience. They can come and learn, and then at the end of the Zoom call, if they want to get started, I can do that, right? And so, that has been hugely helpful, not only for my personal prospects, but I shared my link with my team. So
Hmm.
it's another way to help to support my new members, my new builders, people who are trying to do the business, supporting them in being able to sample their prospects. So,
I
yeah.
see that. When I first came to Mailbox Power, I saw that project of yours, and as like a direct seller selling leader, I thought to myself, that is so smart that you're giving those people samples and saying, hey, I know you're brand new, but here's something that's worked well for me. Here are, 5 samples that you can give out, or however many you were sending. So smart as a leader.
Mm-hmm.
Tiffany, such a great idea.
Yeah, yeah. And I mean, the brilliance of the automations is that I'm not even having to type their contact, like their name, their mailing address. I'm not even having to type that in. I'm sending them a link saying, "Hey, I would love to send you a sample. Would you click on this and fill out my little address book, and I'll get a sample in the mail to you, and we can talk." And so they fill it out, and by filling it out, they're opting into that
Yep.
automation being sent. Now, what I really love about the new features with the 4.0 is that I could attach a follow-up campaign to that.
Yes.
So get the sample with the card, but then they could also get a little automation, maybe 2 or 3 more cards, continuing to encourage them to make an appointment with me on my calendar, or go ahead and come to that class on Thursday night. It's every Thursday night, so just go ahead and, maybe they missed the first one and it's out of sight, out of mind, but they're going to get a couple more cards from me. So,
Well,
yeah.
and using like Tiffany's talking about, like daisy chaining those automations together, then also Tiffany's able to use our QR code tracker. So you can take them when you're in the design area and you're creating, you can take our little merge filled QR tracker, square, place it in your project, and then that will send you a text every time someone scans that QR code. So as Tiffany is sending out her samples, she knows that, hey, I got a sample. I clicked on the QR code and I looked at it. So I'm a more serious prospect than maybe someone who doesn't ever click on that. She can push me into another automation, or she can contact me at that point and say, hey, Wendy, I saw that you received my sample and you clicked on the code. Can I answer questions for you? Or you, like you said, just follow up with inviting me to a class, a Zoom, somewhere where I can get more information.
Mm-hmm.
But just supporting your business again with these systems and with sampling. And for those of you that are listening, so Mailbox Power offers to our executive members the ability to inventory. And I think we may even be offering this to pro. So if you're watching this on this video, we'll have to check. But the ability to inventory product. So Tiffany actually sends us her package of the little deep blue samples, and we here at Mailbox Power keep them at our production facility. And she has a special tag on her account that when these particular automations come through, we just take that little deep blue, and for about $1 we put it into a 5x7 envelope, and she just pays the postage because she's an executive member. So she's getting 200 greeting cards for free as part of her membership. And then she's just simply paying maybe a little bit over $1 to have that sent out to whoever on her list she wants to send it to, or whoever has opted in by filling out that link to receive a sample. So
It's a no-brainer, and it's such a blessing. So yeah, what I did is I bought 1,000 samples, had them all sent to the warehouse. And Mailbox Power's customer service is so awesome. Justin actually made sure that it all arrived on time. It was all accounted for. It was in a safe place. It made it from the old warehouse to the new warehouse safely. I mean, I felt like I just felt like you guys taking care of me every step of the way. And
yes, we appreciate you so much too, Tiffany, and especially your time today, like telling. I know that because we're both in this industry, both, we're speaking the same language of direct sales and network marketing, but I feel like this interview has, I hope for those of you that are watching, has given you a lot of great insight into what you can do with Mailbox Power for your direct sales team, for your network marketing business. We as leaders in this industry, I feel like, tend to be really creative and driven. We love to create things for our team, and just know that you can create those, put them to work for you in Mailbox Power like Tiffany has to do all of these things and to help you grow your business. So Tiffany, we're pretty much out of time, but is there one last thing that you would like to share as far as advice for anyone watching this, or any last bit of a final thought that you'd like to give?
I would just like to give you the statistic that my sales doubled. The monthly loyalty orders for new customers doubled in size once I started sending the automation for new customers. I mean, if you're on the fence and you're wondering if this is worth it, it's worth it. You know, if you put together a good package that you can consistently send them information that's educational and will help them use your products better, you're going to see an increase in your sales.
Oh, 1,000%. I'm so glad that you added that, because that is something that I am seeing every time I interview anyone. But especially where direct sales is such a relationship business. Like, people stay because of how they feel. They stay because they love their upline. They stay because of the community that's created. And Tiffany, you've done such a great job. I would have loved to have been in your team, because you do such a great job of taking care of all of your team members as well as customers. But having them really feel like you are looking out for them, you're there to educate them, you're supporting them, and you're just loving on them because you're sending them, cards and gifts and different things using Mailbox Power. So thank you so much for joining me today for a few minutes and sharing your, testimonial and a little bit more about your experience with Mailbox Power. I appreciate it so much. So if you are watching this video and you are interested in learning more about Mailbox Power, you can go to mailboxpower.com. You can check it out there. You can watch some of our other success stories that are here on our YouTube channel. But we are just literally focused on helping the business owner to create those long-term relationships, to create customer retention, and to feel like they're really connecting on a level that's outside of, texting and email and all the digital things that we can do today on a real personal level, with personalized custom gifts and cards. So again, thank you, Tiffany. You're so awesome. And thanks to everyone who joined us. Have a great day. Bye-bye.
Bye.